Hello, my name is Emma. Welcome to Mr. Perfect English podcasts.
Hello, my name is David. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mr. Perfect English, your friendly place to learn real English with a smile. We are so happy to be here with you today. It's always a joy to share our English tips. And before we start our wonderful chat today, please remember to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. It helps us a lot. Exactly. Your support means the world to us. Thank you.
Today, we have a super important topic. It's about training your mouth and your mind for English. What do you think about that? I love this topic. It's something many people ask us about. They say, I understand English. I can read it. I can listen to it, but I can't speak.
Exactly. It's almost like your brain is working in one language, but your mouth hasn't caught up yet. Sometimes it feels like all the words are there in your head, but your lips just refuse to cooperate.
Yes, and what's wild is that it's not about being smart or not. It's just that your mouth hasn't practiced making those English sounds yet. Kind of like reading a manual on how to ride a bike, but never hopping on one yourself.
That actually reminds me, people forget that speaking is really physical. Our mouths get used to our first language, and speaking a new one is like asking them to do a whole new dance routine.
Totally. And think about it, your mouth is made up of muscles. Not quite like biceps, but they do need a workout. If you've never practiced those English sounds before, they're just not going to know what to do.
So true. And just like going to the gym, you can't expect instant progress. You wouldn't do one workout and suddenly be ripped, right? It's the same with English. Repetition is everything.
Exactly, and honestly, when you first start, it can feel awkward or even silly. But after a while, your mouth remembers what to do. It's muscle memory. That's why if someone knows lots of words but can't speak, it's not about intelligence, it's just practice.
So now I'm curious, what's your go-to method for breaking through that speaking barrier? I hear people mention things like shadowing, but what's that all about?
Oh, shadowing is a game changer. It's basically when you listen to someone speaking English, a podcast, a video, whatever, and you try to repeat what they say almost at the same time or right after. You're sort of like their echo.
I love that. So if someone on a video says, "Hello, how are you today?" I just jump in right after with the same line, trying to match their sound and rhythm. It kind of feels like acting.
Exactly. You're copying not just the words, but the whole feel, the pronunciation, the ups and downs, even their energy. And the trick is not to stop, even if you miss a word. Just keep going and let your mouth get used to the flow.
Funny you say that, because sometimes people think they have to practice with complicated phrases. But simple, daily phrases can make a huge difference, right?
Definitely. Repeating easy lines like, I'm ready, let's go, or thank you, is like doing warm-ups before a big workout. It wakes up your mouth and builds confidence. Even just talking to yourself in English helps.
So true, plus, it starts to feel more natural each time. You start to say these phrases without even thinking, which is exactly what you want.
Absolutely, and that's when you know your muscle memory is kicking in. It stops being scary or awkward and just becomes a regular part of your day.
You know, one tip that really sticks with me is saying simple English phrases, but with emotion. Like, if you're excited, say, "I'm ready." With a huge grin, don't just recite it flatly.
That's actually something I love about language learning. When you let your feelings show in your voice, it's almost like your mouth learns the shape of the words better. Plus, it makes the words stick because you remember how you felt when you said them.
Totally. And repeating those small phrases, especially out loud, helps your mouth get used to them, almost like singing along to a new song. At first, you read the lyrics, but after a while, it just comes naturally.
Exactly. The more you repeat, the more it becomes automatic. Eventually, you don't even think about the words. Your mouth just knows what to do. It's kind of freeing, actually.
Speaking of practicing out loud, have you ever tried talking to yourself in English when no one's around? It might feel a bit strange at first, but it actually works wonders.
Honestly, that's my go-to trick. My kitchen is probably tired of hearing me talk about making coffee or cleaning the fridge, but it's such a good way to practice. Nobody's judging, so I can just let loose.
And you don't need a conversation partner either. You can describe what you're doing, like, "I am washing dishes," or narrate your plans. It almost turns your home into a private English studio.
Exactly, and if you make mistakes, who cares? The point is to get your mouth moving, get used to the sounds, and build that confidence. Plus, the more you do it, the more natural it starts to feel.
That actually leads me to something a lot of learners find tricky thinking directly in English. Instead of translating everything in your head, it can feel impossible at first, right?
It really can, but you don't have to start with big, complicated ideas. Even just looking at your glass and thinking water, or noticing you're hungry and thinking, I'm hungry, that's already good training.
I love that approach. It's like taking baby steps. And once those single words feel easy, you move on to simple phrases like, it's cold, or I need to buy bread today.
Exactly. No need for perfection. Just use the words you know. Over time, your brain stops translating and starts running on its own little English superhighway. That's when things really get fun.
Funny you mentioned that superhighway, because I think the key is surrounding yourself with English daily, not just as homework, but as a living language.
Absolutely! There are so many simple ways using English learning apps on the bus, watching a cartoon with subtitles, or even changing your phone language. Every little bit helps.
And don't forget music or podcasts. Listening while you cook or clean sneaks in extra practice. The more English is part of your routine, the less it feels like work.
That's what transforms English from a subject into just another part of your life. Even if you're not in an English-speaking country, you can build your own little English world at home.
Before we wrap up, there's one myth I really want to bust. That you have to sound perfect before you start speaking. That's just not true.
I couldn't agree more. Your voice, accent, and all is something to be proud of. It shows your story. The goal isn't to erase where you're from, but to be understood and to connect.
Exactly. And the more you use your voice, the more confident you get. Next time you speak English, just smile and tell yourself, this is my voice. I'm speaking English.
Now you can shop confidently anywhere in the world using simple English. If you enjoyed learning with me, don't forget to like this video, comment, I love English shopping below, and subscribe to Mr. Perfect English for more fun English conversations every week. Keep smiling, keep practicing, and remember, every small step makes your English stronger. 2. See you in the next video. Bye for now.